Hello, and thanks for watching this short video focusing on the new QuickBooks Online and how the accountant using QuickBooks Online accountant gets invited as the accountant user. So let's say you have some existing QuickBooks Online clients and they're going to go to the gear icon and under your company, Manage Users. It'll bring them to the Manage Users page. And right down below, it says you can invite up to 2 accounting or bookkeeping firms, or really just 2 accountants within the same firm, to this QuickBooks Online file. And what's important is when your client invites you as the accountant or you log in as them and invite yourself as the accountant, make sure that your pop-ups are accepted, right, regardless of what browser you're using. And then you're going to choose the email address. This email address that I'm using is also going to be the email address that I log into QuickBooks Online Accountant with. And that's how we correlate the two. Okay, that's how we bring the QuickBooks Online files into your QuickBooks Online Accountant client list. So I'm going to click Next and then Finish, and it's going to go ahead and add it there to that section. And now you'll see that I am the first accountant user on this file. And now I got to go accept the invite, and it'll add it to my QuickBooks Online Accountant. Let me show you that. So here's the email I received. Larry Smith has invited me to access his QuickBooks Online company file as the accountant user. Accept the invitation, get access to this company via QuickBooks Online Accountant. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Accept Invitation, which will load QuickBooks Online Accountant. If you're not a QuickBooks Online Accountant user yet, just click Create New Account, right? And when I do that, just so you know, that email address, if I was new, I would use the woody_adams@intuit.com, right? That's how I want to do it. But seeing as I'm already QuickBooks Online Accountant user, let me log in this way, put in my password, and go ahead and click Sign In. And you'll notice that the new client has been added, and I can just click here and X that out and done, and there's my new client, which I can then launch, which is Larry's Painting and Landscaping from QuickBooks Online Accountant. But that's how easy it is for an existing QuickBooks Online accountant to go ahead and invite me as the accountant user and it to be added to my QuickBooks Online accountant. This next segment details how to transfer the master administratorship to your client after having created a QuickBooks Online client subscription file from QuickBooks Online Accountant. I clicked the plus new QBO company tab. I created a client QBO file 1 and I opened it. I have set it up. All the data is in there. Whether you start with a opening balance journal entry, lists and balances, bring in from Excel, or I converted from the desktop. Either way, I have the file, and the last step is to go ahead and invite your client and make them the master administrator. Click on the gear icon in the upper right, or we also call it the Tools menu, and under your company, Manage Users. You'll notice as the accountant user in Manage Users, I am both the master admin and the accountant user. My goal is to just be the accountant user. What I want to do next is transfer the master administrator to my client, but I can't do it until I invite them first. So you go ahead and click New. And you're going to make them a company administrator. Click Next. And you're going to put in their email address because they're going to be emailed. And I'm the accountant doing this, right? Click Next, and then click Finish. It'll send them the invite. Now, I'm still viewing this through QBOA. I'm still the accountant, looking at my client's QuickBooks Online file in the Manage User section, and notice they are a company admin, but I still cannot transfer it yet until they accept the invite. So let's go be the client. So the client uses Gmail, Outlook, whatever, and they get an email where I've invited them to be a company admin. They go ahead and click here to accept the invitation. Now, if they have a user ID already, they use it. All right. If not, then they're going to create one just by clicking on Create New User ID. So I've accepted the invitation, and now I'm going to go ahead and sign in to the QuickBooks Online file. Go to Manage Users. You'll notice you have still the accountant is the master admin, and I'm the company admin, it's the client, and then my accountant, of course, is the accountant user. So what we want to do now is invite the client as the master admin to actually transfer the master administratorship to them. So we'll come back to that. So now I can go ahead and transfer the master administratorship. I'm back in the QuickBooks Online file as the accountant going from QuickBooks Online Accountant, right? And I'm going to click Transfer Master Administrator. And since I have a company administrator there they are. If you have more than one or two or three or whatever, you'll see them there in the drop-down. Click Finish. And now the client is going to be emailed an email that allowed them to accept the master administratorship. So there's my other email. Again, I'm the client. It says I've been granted master administrator privileges for the company. To accept the role, click here. Now at this point they need to sign in to accept this. And they're hoping to get this message. Master account administrator privileges for client file has been successfully transferred to you. An email has been sent to the former master administrator confirming the transfer. So you go ahead and click close. So now when the client goes in to manage users, they'll see that the client is now the master admin and the accountant is still the accountant user. Now let's go back over to the accountant view. And it is exactly the same for the accountant. When I've launched the file from QBOA, you can see that the client is now the master admin and I'm the accountant user. Hope that was helpful. Have a great day.